Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hanuman. So, the thing that I was reading just now, we were reading the Hanuman Chalisa, and the words that struck a chord is Ram Duare Tum Rakhware, Hot na Agya Binu Paisare, Sab Sukh Lahe Tumhari Sharna, Tum Rakshak Kahu Ko Darna. And it is so relevant for today's session कि when हनुमान जी हैं हमारे साथ में, he is साक्षात there, and we are right now sitting at the feet of Sri Ram. We have two major granths as our gurus. We all know, right, that the scriptures have a life of their own. They are alive. So they breathe, they are there, they are very much there, and nobody can actually understand the secrets of the scriptures without their permission. And we can only understand as much as they want us to understand. So it is controlled by them as to how much we are able to understand them. So the beauty is, just imagine, we are sitting with Hanumanji as our guru. He is the avatar of bhakti. He is Param Bhakt. Right? Ramji's greatest devotee. And again, I cannot move on before repeating how beautifully he says that when I am in the sansar, right? And when the sansar is in me, you are the master and I am your servant. As I move in, when I distance the sansar, because sansar ko dur karna hi padega. In the noise of the sansar, Prabhu nahi samajh aayenge. So as the sansar is moved out of me, I am there in the sansar, but the sansar is no longer within me. I feel that I am a part of you. मैं आपका अंश हूँ. I share the same purity, same calmness, same love that you have. And when slowly there is no sansar outside or within, there is nothing that exists. Oh my Lord, Jai Shri Ram, मैं तुम हूँ और तुम मैं हूँ ही नहीं. There is nothing but you, oh my Lord, in this sansar. And when this bhav is there, when ऐसे हनुमान जी बैठे हैं, whenever you say Ram, he appears, we all know that he has the vardhan of taking multiple sharir. है ना? We all know it. Knowing is something, believing is another thing. And slowly and steadily, as we start reading, as we start understanding, the conviction will come. The minute you say Ram, Shri Hanuman stands guard. Kuch nahi ho sakta. And when the Ramayana is open, Hari Charcha is happening, Hari Katha is happening, Valmiki Ramayana and Tulsi Ramayana, both are there next to us. Kya ho sakta hai? So what is he saying? Tulsi Baba, Ram Duare Tum Rakhware. Ki I am at the gate of Sri Ram right now. And who's protecting me? You are protecting me. है ना? Ram Duare Tum Rakhware, Hot na Agya Binu Paisare. कुछ नहीं हो सकता without your permission to me. Sab Sukh Lahe Tumhari Sharna. When I am at your feet, O Shri Hanuman, there is immense joy in my heart. And I'll just add it irrespective of what is happening around me. Sab sukh lahe tumhari sharna, tum rakshak, kahu ko darna. When you are the protector, मैं क्यों डरूं? इसी के लिए कहते हैं ना, when we look at the sadhus, when we look at these great knowers of the divine, they are never sad. They don't have any worry. They don't have chinta, because they are immersed in the chintan of Sri Ram. They are immersed in the chintan of that divine God. When there is chintan of the Lord, chinta will not come. Whereas there is no chintan of the divine, of course chinta will come. It is as simple as that. So over here, Ramji has left the house with Raja Dashrath's permission after great convincing with Vishwamitra. Who is Vishwamitra? We will cover it in the next session in great detail. But right now he is a guru. And just like Guru Vashisht, he's a Brahma Rishi. And he took Ramji to save his yagna. And in the process or in the pretext of telling Dashrath ji that Ramji will help me, he is actually blessing Ramji. Guru ऐसे ही होते हैं ना. He gave him bal, ati bal, all the shaktis. He gave him all the weapons. And when you are journeying the Tirath, कहते हैं ना, when you are going to Tirath Yatra, go with a Guru. Your song should not be the song of sansaric people, because then you would not be able to get the essence of the Tirath. When you are traveling with a spiritual group or people who are immersed in bhakti, then the true essence of the Tirath will come out. Rishikesh, you can go for, rafting also. And Rishikesh, you can go and stay in an ashram also. The same Rishikesh will be different. So, over here, Ramji is journeying with whom? Guru Vishwamitra. And as he ventures on, what happens is, Tadka, that is the illusion, the delusion of this world is getting removed. In the process, as he moves on, Marich is thrown away. He is moving away from the sansar. When you have expectation from God, you don't need anybody else to fulfill your expectations. When you are in love with God, when you love God, you don't require love from anybody else. You're so fulfilled that you believe in giving. Marich is thrown away. Subahu is destroyed. Everything is ready. And he goes on. He visits Ma Ganga. He listens to the story of Ma Ganga, but he says that you have told the story to me very fast. Because it is the story, Ma Ganga was brought down by Bhagirath, and Bhagirath is a descendant of Raja Sagar, and Raja Sagar was a Suryavanshi. He is my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. I want to listen in detail about him. And when you get a Shrota, like Ram, Vishwamitra did not stop talking. Tulsi Baba did not stop talking. And Vishwamitra is wanting to narrate so much. So he says, yes, I will let you know. And it is said that when they sit, the entire day goes by in the narration of that pure Bhumi. So he reaches Siddha Ashram. We visited Kama Ashram. Kama Ashram is, again, as a repetition, a place where Shivji destroyed Kamadev with his Netra. Siddha Ashram is where Vaman Avatar took place, major tapasya was done. That is the ashram of Guru Vishwamitra also, where the yagna was taking place. We saw Sarayu and where it met Gangama. Sarayu is said to be, has had to become from the Manasa lake of Kailash. She is from there. And how they met, Ma Ganga and Sarayu. And he talked about that. He moves on, and en route, Sona river comes, which we are not going to take today. It is the entire story of Guru Vishwamitra, which we are going to discuss next week because it's very long. And then he moves on. Another place called Vishala will come. Vishala is a place where the kings of this place, the place where the Samundar Manthan took place. And the entire story, and that is where the ashram and the kingdom was built, near and around where everything was happening. So that came. He moves on, Ma Ganga comes. He moves on. Before reaching Mithila, one more place comes. That is the ashram of Gautam Rishi and Ma Ahilya. So they are journeying, and look at this beautiful journey. As they move on, it is as if Vishwamitra is shining Sri Ramji. He is a diamond, right? But koi tarashne wala chahiye hota hai, right? If the diamond falls in the right hands, it can be shined and its value increases quite a bit. Guru Dashrath and Ma Kaushalya were aware of this. Their children were put in the hands of the right artists to mold them, be it Ma Arundhati or Guru Vashisht or Guru Vishwamitra, who's taking them from ashram to ashram, where in every ashram Ramji and Lakshman are being imparted knowledge, are being, guided by a lot of other sages. And as they move, like Guru Vishwamitra, from Siddha ashram when he moves, the sannyasis and the sadhus and the yogis of the Siddha ashram, they move on with Ram, Lakshman and Vishwamitra ji. So the journey is not alone by the three of them. As and when they reach a particular ashram, these sages join in. Now, why are they joining in? Because they know sometimes the universe knows what we do not know. In the recent times, Vivek Anand did not know what Ramakrishna Paramhans did. Right? Narendra at that time, he did not know the true nature of his descent to earth, or who he was, what was his previous journey. Nahi. Now all these sages know something which Sri Ram probably knows or does not know, but they are joining in because they are all moving towards Mithila slowly and steadily. What is Mithila? We'll just retrack later, but what is Mithila? Mithila mein Raja Janak hai, and who is going to come in? Ma Sita. Ma Sita is the Lakshmi Tattva. What is the Lakshmi Tattva? We all do, Diwali will come, we'll all do Lakshmi Puja, we'll ask for wealth. Yes, wealth is very important. Nothing is possible without money, probably. But what is the Tattva that Lakshmi is made of? It is contentment. Santushti. In a funny manner they say ना, मस्त रहो मस्ती में, आग लगे बस्ती में, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. संतुष्टि. Everything around is burning, पर आप हो संतुष्ट, because you know श्री राम है, हनुमान है, उनको सब पता है. मैं क्यों चिंता करूं? So he is moving towards now just Ram ji, Parabrahm is moving towards Ma Lakshmi, or this beautiful union of ourselves, where we are getting to know our own tattva. And when we realize कि I am nothing but सच्चित आनंद स्वरूप, फिर क्या होता है? राम राम बन जाते हैं, उनको सीता मिल जाती है, सच्चित आनंद स्वरूप, and then contentment cannot be taken away from us. And this journey, slowly and steadily, one by one, the layers are being removed, and that Satchit Anand Swarup is being revealed. And when the Satchit Anand Swarup is revealed, what happens? Pure bliss, contentment, Anand. Not that momentary joy that we all chase. है ना? हमें लगता है कि शायद the minute we are born, our parents want our children to be recognized. कि okay, ये होगा, वो होगा. Once he is recognized, he'll be happy. Once he earns, he'll be happy. Once he gets these kind of marks, I'll be happy, he'll be happy. We are constantly chasing joy. Why can't we chase Anand? There is a big difference between momentary joy and Chir Anand. The minute we start removing these layers and discover that we are Anand, joys will not be needed. Because we'll always be in bliss. And as we said, we'll be in sansar, but the sansar will not be in us. And when the sansar is not in us, what happens? Ma Sita, Lakshmi Tattva, contentment comes. It's as simple as that. So now Ramji is gradually moving. Satsangati, Guru ka sang. And is it possible without preparation? No. Ramji ko bhi Gurukul jana para tha. His parents also did a lot of tapasya, not only in this birth, in the previous birth. It was a journey. Ram is a journey. Ramayan. एक journey है ये. And the journey is taken by all of us. कुछ राम बन पाते हैं, कुछ राम नहीं बन पाते. So now Ramji is moving on, and he's curious. He's a child, right? 14, 15, 16 years of age, and he's very curious. Every time he looks at something, he asks. Jigyasu. Now, this is also a very good quality, jigyasa. And as children, we are very curious. But when we grow old, as we age, the curiosity goes away from us, The children will, every child, whenever he looks at something, he'll say, ye kya hai? Wo kya hai? Aisa kaisa hai? And this is what Ramji and Lakshman have been doing. What is this? How did this happen? Can you please tell us in detail? The yearning to learn. And the beauty is nowadays we kill the yearning to learn, right? The children study for marks. From the very beginning, we study for something else. We don't study for knowledge. That is removed. The essence of learning is gone. Slowly and steadily, sab khatam. And we are conditioning the minds of the future generation. So over here, the yearning is there to learn, to know. कि अच्छा ऐसा क्यों? Why to know? For no reason. Just to know. हमें पता तो चले कि ये क्यों है. So while he is walking, he enters. It's lush green and beautiful. And they are all walking, they are journeying. Just imagine, Vishwamitra ji हैं, राम जी हैं, लक्ष्मण जी हैं, with all the sages. जिन को पता चल रहा है कि राम जी को अभी देखना, विश्वामित्र जी will be taking them to where? Mithila. Everybody is joining and nobody is stopping. Pack up and leave. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for them. All the fruits of their tapasya will be answered right now in Mrityu Lok only. And they reach this ashram. Suddenly, there is a change in the aura. And we all notice it if we are aware, if we are in awareness and we move slowly in this world. We are always rushing. The problem is we are rushing from things to things, place to place, people to people, situation to situation, work to work. Calm down. ठहर जाओ. वैसे भी सब कुछ हम कर ही नहीं सकते. Like, don't behave like tourists who can see the entire world. It is possible? No. जब हम पूरी दुनिया ही नहीं देख सकते हैं, तो relax ना. See whatever you're seeing, being there fully. So, he's walking. And then what happens? He says suddenly the aura has changed. There is sadness in the air. There was greenery all around. Birds were chirping. There is not a single sound to be heard over here, O Guruji. My heart is crying. All the leaves have been shed. Everything is so dry. Not a drop of water to be seen anywhere. There are huts but all empty and broken. What is this place in the outskirts of Mithila? Vishwamitra ji says, yes, a very sad happening happened here. And that is why, Ram, I've got you here. I'll tell you what happened. And as they moved in, that Param Anand that Ramji was, tears started flowing from his eyes. Without his knowing, sometimes doesn't it happen to us? If we are aware of what is happening to us. Kahin baar na, we are aware of everything that is happening around us. We are aware of everybody else's feelings, but we are not aware of ourselves and what is happening. Before he could say anything, tears started flowing. As if he was weeping. The sadness just rubbed in. And Vishwamitra ji ko unne bola ki I can't help it, my eye is crying. Kyun? What is happening? Why is my eye weeping so much? आप मुझे बता क्यों नहीं रहे? हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं? Not a bird, not a beast, no leaves, no water. Everything is dry. Everything is dead. But there is somebody there, O Ram, who has been waiting for you for many thousands of years. Well, for me? अब राम जी को लगा मेरे लिए कौन क्यों इंतजार करेगा कोई? Who am I? Well, no. And you will be able to liberate that person of her agony. Well, I am more than willing to do it if I can. पर आप बताएं तो सही क्या हुआ यहाँ पे? And then he starts narrating long time back. This was a thriving ashram of Gautam Muni. And with him, lived Ahilya, his pious wife. They used to do a lot of yagnas, a lot of prayers were committed. There were so many sages staying here. And the story goes that Gautam Rishi was doing a very, very important yagna, for which he would get up and step out every morning. And at that time, Indra noticed that this is the time when Gautam Muni is not there. There are various versions of the stories, but I will be sharing the version which is written in Valmiki Ramayana. So at that time, Indra came, and Indra disguised himself as Gautam Muni. When Gautam Muni was not there, he went in to Gautam Muni's kutia, hut, where Ma Ahilya was there, and Ma Ahilya noticed that ye Gautam Rishi nahi hai. You do not need to see a person to know. This is Ma Ahilya we are talking about, right? She is that great tapaswini. With her eyes closed, she can imagine and see that Triloki. So who is this? She realized that Indra, the god of heavens, has descended in my kutia in the guise of my husband Gautam. But Ma Ahilya is playing along. She is delighted to see Indra there. And Indra moves in, comes to her, and what should not have happened, happened. Right? Ma Ahilya noticed, because this is not how my husband walks. This is not the aura of my husband. This is not the smile of my husband. Yes, the face might be. This is Devraj Indra. And she said, see, she said for that moment, that tiny moment, she was smitten. She said, see, Devraj Indra has left his heavens to be with me. I am so great. And she obliged. Immediately after this, she told him that I know you are Indra, but it is time that you leave, because my husband will come in any time. Gautam Rishi ke tej ko aap nahi jante. He will destroy you and me together. Indra said, don't worry. And while he was leaving, who came in? Gautam Rishi. Just imagine the tej in Gautam Rishi, the tapasya that he was doing. He had just taken the dip in that holy river. He was still wet and he was just walking in. It was as if thousands of suns were burning together. And when Ma Ahilya looked at Gautam Rishi, that very moment her heart said, what have I done? That one moment of weakness. What have I done? And Gautam Rishi, of course, immediately he recognized. He said, look, Indradev, what are you doing over here? And he looked at Ahilya. He knew everything. He said, I curse you. Gautam Rishi cursed Indradev. There are various versions of this curse. So he cursed him. And he cursed Ahilya at the same time. He said, what have you done? One moment of weakness. You are Ahilya Devi. I curse you that your heart was of stone at this time. You will become stone yourself. And everybody is going to forget you. Nobody is going to be with you. Everybody is going to leave you. You'll cry and weep, but nobody will hear you. You won't exist for anybody anymore. Nobody will know that you are there. You'll live for eternity. Stone-hearted as you are, you'll live like stone, alone. Just imagine one day, if we are left alone, without anybody, how would we feel? Thousands and thousands of years of this curse was given to Ma Ahilya. Nobody notices you. You're invisible to everybody. You walk out and people behave as if you're not there. How would you feel? And this is what happens in this world. We'll come to it later. I won't dilute the story right now. And she runs after Gautam Rishi. She said, "Aap bahut bade rishi hain. You are angry right now. And rightly so. But as his wife, again she says, anger is not good for you. Anger causes more harm to ourselves than anybody else. Anger burns us. And when we are angry, what happens to us? We ourselves get lost. We lose touch with ourselves. This is what anger does. It does not harm the other person as much as it harms us. And in a way, Gautam Muni knows what to do. The minute you get angry, you should leave that location, because till you are standing in that location, that anger will not reduce. We must have noticed, right? When somebody gets angry, what do? They'll be standing at a particular place and shouting, right? They'll be shouting. And again they'll move and come back to the same spot and start shouting. Because that spot has been ruined. That spot has ignited. There is a lot of anger in that spot, and it's pulling you again and again towards him. So Gautam Muni was shouting, standing there, and now he says, I want to leave that spot. I have lost control. And just imagine, his tapasya became zero. One moment of anger, and this tapasya which he was doing, which Indradev had come to break, because he knew that Gautam Muni is almost going to become so powerful that he'll take over my heaven. And he did not want that. So consciously he went there. He did not know how to get Gautam Muni angry, because he knew that he has a lot of control over himself. So he used this one moment of weakness. And via Ahilya, he got Gautam Muni angry, and all his tapas, which he had done through births for thousands of years, became zero. And he left. And Ahilya realized what she had done. He said, Indra used me to destroy you. Don't get angry. Because the more you get angry, abhi tak to it has become zero. Khatam ho jayega. You won't remain Gautam Muni. Your power is already gone. It will never be regained. Stop. I seek forgiveness. Calm yourself down. So what happens is, when we are getting angry, leave that place. Ekantwas, chale jao, bolo mat, drink water, count till 3, whatever you have to do, because that one moment of anger is destroying all your punya. Known punya, unknown punya, ek kshan. See, controlled anger is something different. We are talking about uncontrolled anger right now. And she's feeling so bad, not for herself, but for her husband. And she says, Gautam Muni, aap naraz mat hoiye. Aap wapas tapasya kariye. But then she says, will I always live like this? Will we never meet again? And Gautam Muni, his heart melts. He said, Ahilya, we will. I have given you this curse so that you are in isolation and you can regain your pious nature. Ekant mein, for thousands of years, you will be doing tapasya, and when the descent of Sri Hari happens in the form of Ram, you will be liberated, and at that time we'll meet again. Saying this, Gautam Muni went away, and Ma Ahilya, as she is depicted, took the form of the stone. But another way to look at it would be that she pulled in all her indriyas. Total isolation. Nobody knows her, nobody notices her, so she is like stone only, right? She's sitting there, connected to that one divine. Repentance. Mistakes can happen by anybody. It is the repentance that matters. It is okay to make mistakes. Even this big mistake was okay. He said it's all right. Repentance, and then we'll meet again. Such are our scriptures, such beautiful scriptures that we have, where Gautam Muni was even willing to forgive this error. He said, it is not in your control. Indra came, he had a plan, and you played along. But that one moment of weakness happens when we are not in awareness all the time. If Ma Ahilya can have that one moment of weakness, during the day when we are not in awareness, so many things happen. We say such things, we do such things. We probably hurt people through our thought alone when we are not willing to control our thoughts. So over here she sits in isolation, she takes all her indriyas within and she sits down, a stone-like figure, just thinking about Ram. Everything around her disappears. Nobody knows her. She does not know anybody. Years go by and all she is thinking of is Sri Ram. Ki Hari kab aayenge? When will he come? When will he liberate me? When will I meet Gautam Muni again? The other way to look at the story would be ki when Ahilya, the Jeev, gets influenced by the man and does not work according to the consciousness that is Gautam Muni, errors happen. कहते हैं ना, मन के मते ना चालिए, मन के मते अनेक. When we have already decided कि okay, today I'm going to fast and I'm not going to open my fast, your mind is going to talk to you कि खा लो, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Why do you want to fast? What is the reason? No. At that time you'll say नहीं. You tell yourself, no matter what happens, my dear mind, मेरा मन, मैं तुम्हारी नहीं सुनूंगी. I've already made this resolution. Who is that I? That Jeev who is following the consciousness. Gautam Muni is that consciousness and Indra is that chanchal mind which we normally follow. There are various meanings to this story. It is a very, very deep story. And if we keep listening to it and try to understand, it is telling us everything about spirituality. It is telling us everything about how errors are made. And it is telling us one thing very clearly. The world might forget you. The world might not forgive you. Nobody might, there might be a time when nobody remembers you. But hold on to that hope. God will never forget you. चाहे कोई आए ना आए, राम आएंगे. And with this hope, she is praying. Her sadhana has become so strong. She does not move, she does not drink for thousands of years. She is, they say, maybe she became a Sheila. And she is enduring everything outside the ashram. When it is cold, she cannot move. When it is hot, she cannot move. When it is raining, she is there, below the rain. It's storming, it's flooding, jo bhi ho raha hai. She is there. But one thing that Gautam Rishi gave us were the Ram Naam mantra, due to which no matter what is happening, she is not feeling the pain. She is not feeling the hurt. She is not feeling the rigorous lashing of the rain or the sun. Because she has immersed herself in Ram Naam. When Ramji listens to the story, he says, "Kahan hai Ahilya Ma?" And the first thing these two brothers do is touch her feet. If you want to imagine her like a slab of stone, you can. They touch the feet of the stone. And they join their hands and stand there. And Vishwamitra said, "Nahi, Ram, she is waiting for your charan raj. She wants the dust of your feet." Ramji says, "Main nahi kar sakta aisa. I cannot put my feet over a woman. I'm not going to do that. That is not what I have been taught." Then Vishwamitra explains the power of the dust of the feet of the pure people that we listen to when we listen to the Ganga story briefly. When Gangama was coming down, she said, "You are taking me down, Bhagirath, because you want to liberate your ancestors, and then I'll be liberating the sins of all the other people who are going to take a dip in me, who are going to put the ashes in me. But while doing this, I myself am going to become impure. You know how wretched Mrityulok is. Why are you taking me there? Why are you praying so much? Bhagirath, who will purify me? Brahmaji, who will purify me? Vishnuji, who will purify me? Shivji to jata se chhod denge mujhe." And at that time, they all said, "Ki ma, when a sadhu or a sannyasi who is beyond Maya, who sees that divine in everybody alike, comes and takes a dip in you, you will be purified again and again." by that dip of that divine person, and because of that, Ma Ganga is still able to clean all the sins of all the sinners, because now and then, kahin na kahin, koi ek, लाखों करोड़ों में एक Satpurush takes a dip in her, leaves a charan raj in her, and she becomes pure again to purify everybody. With that assurance she came, नहीं तो she would not have come. कि ऐसा होगा. She said, कलयुग में ऐसा होगा. Will there be somebody like this in कलयुग also? He said, हाँ माँ होगा. बहुत कम होंगे, दिखेंगे नहीं, पर होंगे. And when they take the dip in you, when they put their feet in your water, you will be purified, ma. Please chalo. Bhagirath said, aap chalo. And this, again, Vishwamitra ji said, aapne suni na Bhagirath ki katha. Please raise your feet, put it over the shila, and then see what happens. Ramji, just imagine how saral he might have been. He does not even know the magnitude of his own power. And with so much of humility, he raises his feet. He puts it on the shila. And Ma Ahilya, because of years of tapasya, she reveals herself. And she looks at him. Why, you can see me? Everybody ignored me. Nobody came and talked to me. It has been thousands of years since I said anything, O Ram. You have been so grateful to have come to me. Me, a sinner. And Ramji joined his hands and said, nobody is a sinner who is willing to repent. Her hair became all white over the years. And the minute Ma Ahilya stood up, Gautam Rishi also descended. She seeked bhakti always. She said, no, I don't want anything else. I always want to focus all my senses in you. May I never be deluded again, O Lord. Shri Ramji blessed her, and it is said that Gautam Rishi and Ma Ahilya proceeded on to the divine loks. And this ashram suddenly became green again. We do not know from where. Water started flowing. The sannyasis started coming. The birds started chirping. The thorns were not there anymore. Flowers started blooming. The butterflies and the wind started blowing. The pain of Ma Ahilya was removed by Sri Ram. And nobody remembers her as impure, adham, nahi. When we talk about Ma Ahilya, we talk about her with respect and love. And if we start reading our scriptures bit by bit, our society will be a very different place. The progressive thinking that is there in our scriptures is not there today. But our scriptures are outdated. किस एंगल से? We are outdated. Evolution नहीं हुआ है. Our thinking, हमारी सोच, we have totally nullified the magnitude of what the scriptures are telling us. Why? Because we do not want to open them and read them. कहते हैं ना, whenever you are in a dilemma, open the scriptures. शास्त्र प्रमाण है. आपको नहीं समझ आ रहा है क्या करना है, किसी से मत पूछो. Your consciousness, our consciousness is dead. We have killed it long back. The people around us, they do not know. Who knows the scriptures? Go right to the scriptures and read. You'll get your answers. कि किस situation में क्या करना चाहिए, what is right, what is wrong, what is acceptable, what is not. Look at the amount of love. Look at how Ramji accepted Ma Ahilya. Vishwamitra ji accepted Ma Ahilya. There was no... We talk about tolerance nowadays. Tolerance is when you can see somebody else's flaw and you say, I'm still tolerating. Accept it. Accept that person the way he is. Where is the feeling of acceptance gone? Sanatan Dharma does not talk about tolerance. It talks about acceptance. No matter what that other person has done. It talks about forgiveness. It talks about Repentance, it talks about giving everybody another chance. This is Sanatan Dharma. This is the beauty of Sanatan Dharma, which is unfortunately getting lost. The other day, one person had heard the session we did on, and she shared her learning. She said that before, it is a little, of course, maybe, but she said that in America, the local Indians, when the invasions happened, their culture was sabotaged, right? Their language was taken away from them. They took it onto themselves that we have to liberate these people, and in the process, their entire culture, which was very much like ours, Suraj puja karna, dhoop chalana, a lot, they used to worship the nature. Everything was taken away from them gradually. And it is said today, the amount of suicides, the amount of depression that is there in that culture, because they lost the basis of what they stood for, happened. And she's put it very beautifully. The importance of knowing your dharma, the importance of knowing your culture, the importance of knowing what we stand for. Otherwise, we'll all be lost someday or the other. When questioned, हमें कुछ पता ही नहीं होगा. And this happened. And the Indians over there in America, the native Indians, are a very good example of that lost culture. So Ahilya left, and for 1 minute, think about the entire situation and ask yourself, what is Indradev? Because Indradev comes again and again. In 2 minutes, we'll go to the next story, which is the story of Ma Ganga, if time permits. Wahan pe bhi Indradev is the one who steals away the Yagna horse, right? He steals away the Yagna horse, he hides it behind Kapila Muni, and in the process, the entire fiasco of 60,000 of Sagar's son dying happens, right? They are burned to ashes, and then what happens? Raja Sagar is told about this. Raja Sagar is unable to liberate his children. Then Anshuman is unable to liberate his uncles. Then Dilip is unable to liberate his uncles. They all do tapasya for thousands and thousands of years, Pitra ko liberate karne ke liye. And later on, Bhagirath comes and he continues this tapasya. So Indradev was the cause. So now what is Indradev? We had shared 4 questions, right? I'll just read it out. Is it the playful mind? And this is something that we have to answer for ourselves. What is Indra? Because Indra will see time and again creating such a situation where we do not know whether the situation was pratikul or anukul. Is it the playful mind which deludes just when the destination is visible? Gautam Rishi almost was there with his tapasya. And what happened at that time? Indra came, and what happened with Ahilya Ma? He got angry, and what happened? That playful mind deludes. And it'll happen. The greatest of tapasvis, just 1 minute before liberation, because of the fickle mind, lose the entire power. So is that what Indra is? Again and again, time and again, we are talking about Indra. Or is it the testing element, which ensures we are capable to handle what we are about to receive? For instance, is Gautam Muni and Ma Ahilya, are they actually ready to receive that divine lok? Are they ready? So are they testing them? So this time they said, no, we were not ready. So they redid the tapasya all over again. Or is it the testing element? There will be tests in our lives. Until we pass the test, the situation will keep repeating itself. So is that Indra the testing element? First is it the playful mind, which is not in our control? Second, is it the testing element? When we feel we are there and suddenly something happens and we realize, no, abhi to Delhi bahut dur hai. There is a lot of sadhana which has to be done. Is that what Indra is? Or is it that securing force which helps make situation favorable for the future? Over here, look at Ma Ahilya. Look at Gautam Rishi. Is Indra that securing force who ensured by creating this situation, which at that moment was not very conducive to us. We felt which was not conducive, but that very situation got Ram to the ashram. देखिए, इंद्र created that situation. अगर ये सब नहीं हुआ होता तो क्या राम माँ अहिल्या के पास चल के आते? There was no reason. So Indra created this situation where Sri Ram came. So is it the securing force which helps make situation favorable for the future? If the horse of the Yagna was not taken away by Indra, he was not hidden behind Kapila Muni, and Kapila Muni did not curse the 60,000 brothers to burn into ashes because they were talking to Kapila Muni in a derogatory manner, and they did not make sure whether Kapil Muni was a thief or not. And if did not happen, would Bhagirath bring down Ganga for all of us? Would Bhagirath have taken that Bhagirath Pratigya? We know about Bhagirath Pratigya, right? Bhagirath Prayatna. Determination, dedication, discipline to achieve that goal. So is Indra. So right now maybe we are in situations which are not in our favor. We feel कि ये सब क्या हो रहा है? Everything is crumbling around us. It is just not happening. So maybe Indra is creating a situation which you do not understand might be favorable for that later upliftment of ourselves. See, we cannot mix material and spiritual world. Our journey is for spiritual upliftment. In the material world, we might be facing situations, but this situation could be bad in the material world, but very good for our spiritual growth. So what is good? The crumbling material world, or the same situation where the material world is crumbling, but your spiritual growth is happening? Think about it. These are two different things. We might feel that nothing is working in my favor, but when you look deep within, you realize that the worst of the situation got out the best in you. Then that worst situation is the best, isn't it? Sochiye ek baar. And this is what our scriptures do. They want us to think. And then, is he the dangerous ego which leads to the downfall? Or is Indra the dangerous ego? What happens is, when we start off, we are very humble because we have nothing, right? And as we start gaining, the humility disappears without our knowing. Nahi hota. The other person will notice that you're not humble anymore. You're not the same as you used to be. Kuch to change hua hai. And you don't even notice because you're so full of your achievements. We become so full of ourselves. Be it knowledge, be it money, be it glory, be it name, be it fame. We don't realize that hum badal rahe hain. Because we are not in awareness. If we are in awareness, we would know when the arrogance creeps in. And then we'll say, no, stop. Reboot. Humility is supposed to be there. Because aaj jo hai wo kal ho na ho, hame kya pata. Today we have everything. Probably we have a lot of money today. Tomorrow you do not know. We have seen a lot of cases like yesterday, Monday was the black day, right? Everything crashed yesterday. How many people who considered themselves billionaires must have come to the ground yesterday? Do go through the Economic Times and you'll know what happened yesterday. So, it is just a minute it takes. So, is it the ego? And just to set right the ego, Indra comes. My father always used to tell me, be very aware. When the ego rises, you will keep rising and the ego will also keep rising with you. You would not realize it. But then there is a switch up there. When the ego touches the limit, the switch is put off and there is nowhere else to go but fall. And we have seen it happen. Probably we have seen it happen to us also. If we go back and analyze and say, hamare saath aisa kyun hua? Maybe the switch was switched off for us to come back to our senses. Maybe Indra is that. What is Indra? And when we look at Ahilya Ma's story also, when we look at her journey, was Indra actually detrimental to her or Gautam Rishi? Maybe not. Because of Indra, because of that situation. And look at how beautifully both of them took it. When you fumble and when you fall, It is not the end. It is time to work harder and walk forward together. It is a beautiful example of how a spiritual seeker should be, how a grihastha should be with each other. Together, you work on becoming better. And 1 minute, if we think about it, which we have been talking about again and again, and which is very important according to a lot of our scriptures, is the company we keep. When Ma Ahilya was in the company of Gautam Rishi, wo alag thi. When she came into the company of Indra, what happened to her? So the company we keep has to be Shuddh. What are the 3 types of things that we should always focus on? It is Ahar Shuddhi, Vichar Shuddhi, and Susangati. We have to be very careful of what we are ingesting, not only through food, through our eyes, through our ears. Where are we and what are we taking in? Very essential. That is Ahar, that is our Ahar, the Ahar of the senses. Ahar Shuddhi, Vichar Shuddhi. Always alert, always aware. That is why we say, don't be Rajasic in nature where so much is happening all the time that we don't have time to think. Slow down. सब कुछ तो हम नहीं कर पाएंगे. But whatever I am doing, I am going to do it in awareness. Vichar Shuddhi. Monitor our thoughts as a different entity. Because I am not my thoughts, I am not my body, I am not my words. I am a different entity. So I am looking at my thoughts. And at that time I know, okay, no, the jealous thought has crept in. Oh no, this is not right. Observation from a distance, okay, this is not right. Vichar Shuddhi. Awareness. And then Susangati. The kind of company we keep around us is very essential. We have to be very vigilant. Now many people would say, so then we cannot discriminate. No, you shouldn't. But mingle and mix when you are that strong bark, strong trunk, which can float in the turmoil and carry other people to the shore also. But till you are a tweak, खुद भी डूबोगे, दूसरों को भी डुगाओगे. तो सुसंगति रखो उस समय. When you're just a tweak and you say, no, I cannot discriminate, nahi karna padega abhi. Because you do not have the power to purify the other person. Work on it, become so powerful that when your company, just like Buddha, when Buddha was there, the lion and the deer would drink water from the same pond. Do we have that aura? We do not have to be honest to the world, but we have to be honest to ourselves. And if we do not have that in us, Susangati. We can go on and on. This one small little story talked about anger, how anger destroys. It talked about company. It talked about how a spiritual seeker should be. It talked about acceptance over tolerance. It talked about how life partners should be with each other. Compassionate and forgiving. Loving and understanding. What do we do nowadays in today's world? How dare you? And that is it. कहते हैं ना? There is this beautiful सोना सज्जन साधुजन टूटे जुड़े 100 बार. Gold, sajjan, the nice pure people. Sadhujan, those which are very rare to find nowadays, those virlas, knowers of Brahma, they break and they mend many times. But Durgam jo hote hain, the people who are really bad in their nature, they are very adham. They are like the ghada, the clay pot. Once it is broken, it is very difficult to mend, isn't it? So we have to be like Sona. 1001 times we might have misunderstandings in our relationships or with people or whatever it is. Be like that gold, to be ever ready to go and mend it again. मुझसे गलती हुई, तुमसे गलती हुई, कोई बात नहीं. सोना सज्जन साधुजन टूटे जुड़े 100 बार. दुर्गम कुंभ कुमार के एक झटके आए दरार. Ahilya and Gautam are Sona Sajjan Sadhujan. Not only this, कहते हैं ना, it is very easy to break things. It is very easy to be bitter. It is very difficult to be loving. Look at them. They both got angry. They both had a situation. They found a solution in it together. कि मैं भी तब करूंगा, तुम भी करो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Right? And what is it? रही मन धागा प्रेम का मत तोड़ो चटकाए. जुड़े से फिर ना जुड़े, जुड़े गांठ रह जाए. When you break the thread, what happens? It's very easy, tuck. But then when you want to mend it, what do? You have to tie a knot, right? And वो गांठ रह जाती है. Why reach there? Why be there? Ahilya, Gautam Rishi, their ashram, Guru Vishwamitra, Ram, Lakshman, and all the sages are teaching us just this. Be your true divine self, and when you are, all this will fall in place. And this is all we have time for today. Story of Ma Ahilya. We'll slowly move ahead because we have to, before knowing Ma Sita and before knowing the Lakshmi Tattva, let us just work a little bit on ourselves and ponder. Let's own this journey. हम सुन रहे हैं. Let's own it. Let's work on ourselves also. आज मौका मिला है, कल पता नहीं मिले ना मिले वापस. You never know, right? कि today, we do not know. We do not know of a single breath. So today we have that time and the moment is there. राम है तो उनको समझ लेते हैं, कल का क्या पता. With this thought, own this journey of Ramayana and delve in it. Try to understand it and then slowly move forward. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman.
Jai Shri Krishna, Barka. It was so nice. It was really